Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Clearly, um, I'm late again. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. Well, it really doesn't matter because it doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter. Let's get into the show. Remember, follow me on Instagram at The Jesus Show. Not that one. No, I'm lying to you. Instagram at The Jesus Show NTO. Facebook, The Jesus Show, not that one. TikTok at The Jesus Show, not that one. YouTube, type in The Jesus Show, not that one. And email me your questions, comments, and concerns. TheJesusShowNTO@gmail.com. All right. Yeah, I just didn't put it out on time. And the shitty part is on Instagram, I said, hey, I'm going to put it out tonight because I got back from my trip and then it didn't work out. So, life. I really try to be consistent, but navigating things with the baby when I'm alone is a little difficult. It's not super difficult. It's getting better. The baby now sleeps through the night. He normally wakes up once during the night. And we don't go in to get him. Like, we don't pick him up. We don't do anything. He'll kind of cry for maybe 2 to 5 minutes. But he makes more noises than anything. He'll be like, meow. And it wakes us up. You know, we'll be sleeping. And then we'll like wake up and we think, is he going to lose his mind? And then he doesn't. And we're like, all right, cool. And then he'll wake up anywhere between like 6:45 now and like almost 8. So it's pretty good. And then when Allie's home, it's easier because we're both home and it's just easier. So today she's home. She gets to go to Maui tomorrow. Maui. But the shitty part is her flight direct from here to Maui got canceled. So tomorrow she has to double deadhead from here to San Fran to Maui. What, 17, 18, 19, 20? And then they cut her layover by 4 hours. So I think now her layover is only 17 hours. It was supposed to be, I think, 20 or 21, something like that. So I was like, that sucks. Oh no, but she still has to go through San Fran. Oh, that's shitty. Yeah, I just thought about that. I thought she was coming one leg back home, but she has to go Maui, San Fran. Either she goes through San Fran or LAX and then she comes back in the morning. So that sucks. But at least she'll get to see Maui. Ooh. I wonder if they'll put her at the other hotel. When it comes to Maui, we have a long layover hotel and a short layover hotel. Well, okay. There's advantages and disadvantages to both of them. The short layover, I feel, is closer to a lot of things. Yeah. The short hotel is closer to a lot of things. Or at least it's closer to a lot more things. The hotel is nice, but you're across the street from the water. And the beach that you can walk to, that's immediately right there, it's okay. It's not terrible, but it's not great. As opposed to the long layover hotel, The AC just kicked on and I can hear it in my cans. Anyways, the long layover hotel is a lot nicer. You get a view from your hotel room. Everybody has a balcony. You have a balcony at the other one, but it's like you could maybe get a view of the ocean, but for the most part, you get a view of the parking lot. And the balcony is, I'd say it's about the same as the other one, the short and the long. But the long one, like you get a view of the ocean. Everybody does. It's really nice. Would I say the gym is nicer at the long one? Yeah, the gyms are nice at each one. And then at the long layover hotel, it's kind of a walk to get to anything. The short layover, the ABC store, you come out, go to the left, you cross the street, and there's an ABC store right there. So it's very accessible. Within 2 minutes, the long layover hotel, you come out, and it takes you at least 10 to 15 minutes to get to the ABC store and then the area where there's stuff. And over there, it's more touristy stuff. So there's the one ABC store, and then there's restaurants. If you go the other way at the long layover hotel, you can go to a grocery store, but the grocery store is at least 25 to 30 minute walk, which isn't bad, especially if you have, 24, 25, 26, 28 hour layover. It's not bad. I walk there all the time. But it's just shitty because, depending on how much you buy, I started taking a backpack with me just because, like, if I buy beer, like a beer, I'll buy, let's say, a 12 pack for me and, like, some of my crew members. So carrying that in itself sucks because it's heavy. So I'll carry that, and then I put all the food and stuff in the backpack. It just works better. And I don't know why I went into telling you about the Maui layover, but I did. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll post a picture. I've posted pictures of my view before, but maybe I should post it again to remind you guys. Have you guys seen the show Righteous Gemstones? You should. I think it's a hilarious show. I believe they're in season 3 right now. Danny McBride, Adam Devine. I can't think of any other actors' names. But it's a really good cast. And it's about a family. It's about a religious family. I think it takes place in like South Carolina, North Carolina, something like that. But the whole premise of the show is it's a mega church religious family, and the family is running this mega church, and it gets into all kinds of hijinks and trouble that they get in. And the whole show is poking fun at, well, I shouldn't say it as a matter of fact. I believe it's poking fun at religion and the fact that there are mega churches. If you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest you watch it. If you like raunchy, funny, making fun of religious stuff, Um, yeah, I think it's hilarious. I think my guesstimation, if they are in their third season, I think they'd go maybe 5 seasons and then end it. I feel like they could do more, but I think 5 seasons might be a good sweet spot for them. I don't know. I know nothing behind the scenes of the goings ons of that show, but I would, if I had to assume, I'm guessing they'll go 5 seasons. Like I said, it's really good. I really enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest watching Righteous Gemstones. You can watch it on, I think the app is called Max. It used to be HBO Max. Now it's just called Max. Don't know why. I think they've changed the app's name. I think this is the third time. Don't know why. But like I said, if you haven't seen it, go watch Righteous Gemstones. It's hilarious. And speaking of hilarious shows, have you guys watched Sledgehammer, Tom Segura's Netflix special? If you haven't, go watch it because you are going to laugh. And like I said, if you don't laugh, you're not human, or I don't know, you're dead inside. Whatever it is. I don't know. Do you guys, have you ever picked the skin off of your feet? You know when you wear sandals for a couple days and like some of the skin looks like it's flaking off, and then you peel some of it, and then you keep peeling it, and then you keep peeling it, and then it starts like, okay, so it goes from the side, start peeling your skin, your foot skin. You peel it, and then you kind of peel to the point where blood comes out a little bit. You're like, ooh. And then you keep peeling, and then the peeling part goes from the side of your foot to underneath your foot. And then you keep peeling, and then the skin starts coming off from your foot, like the bottom of your foot. But now it's not like the flaky skin, it's the actual skin, and you're ripping flesh off of your foot, and then the bottom of your feet are bleeding. Yeah, I've never done that either. False. I do that. I don't know why. Well, okay, I do know why. Kind of. No, I know why. I'm bullshitting. I know why. I peel the skin off because some of it is coming off. It's like that flaky little bit of skin. But then I start digging into the skin that's not flaking. And then I start peeling what I call excess skin, which isn't a thing, right? Because the skin you have is the skin you need. It's the right amount of skin that you have. One can argue when someone is losing weight, you have some excess skin. But that's not what happens on your feet, right? Like your foot. Okay, so here's my hand. So your hand has the skin that it has, right? There's no excess skin. You can kind of argue that the knuckles have a little excess skin. You can pull it up, but when you bend it, it's taut, right? So you can't. So even though right now that looks like excess skin, it's not, because when you go like this, it's just the right amount of skin, right? So the foot has the skin that it has. It doesn't have excess skin. I say it has excess skin because I peel it off and it's disgusting. So I do this thing. I peel, and I peel the sides where like I'm ripping flesh, and it hurts. I'm trying to think. Okay, so it's like it feels like when you get a paper cut, but instead of this having that little slice, I'm ripping like the size of a dime, like that much. I rip it. And I don't intend to rip that much, but because the tiny piece of skin turns into the big piece of skin, I just rip. It's very painful. I bleed. And I do it from on the side of my feet. I do it at the bottom of my feet. Allie knows when Allie knows when I've been doing this because sometimes, especially when she's gone, I will do it in the bed, in our bed. She will come home, and then let's say I go on a trip or I leave the house and she looks on the bed and she goes, "Were you peeling your foot skin again?" And I go, "No, why?" And she goes, "There's blood on the sheets. So you were doing it." Now wait. And then I go, "Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was doing it." Recently she told me, she said, "Listen, I'm going to stop telling you to not do it anymore because you're going to do whatever you want." But she goes, "Can you at least put a Band-Aid on or some shit? Like, can you not get blood all over the sheets?" And I don't want to make it seem like the sheets are a bloody mess, but there are little blood stains. And there's enough of it. There's enough blood stains that you can tell, like, what the hell happened here? It's not just one. It's like, there's like, let's say 4 or 5, maybe even 6, 7 spots of blood. So it looks, and each time I do it, I always go, "Oh, fuck. I gotta stop this shit." Because it gets to the point where it hurts to walk. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah. I will peel my foot skin off to the point where it hurts to walk. I currently have, like, if you ever look at my feet, which nobody should look at my feet are fucking disgusting. But if you ever notice my feet in sandals, you look at the sides of my feet and you see dark, that means my foot's been bleeding. And you can tell that I was peeling foot skin. It gets bad enough that the last couple days, like, when did okay, so I started doing it. I did this Thursday. No, I did it before my trip to Munich. So it's been like a week and a half. A week. Like a week. Maybe a week and a half. Anyways, I did it a couple days before Munich, my Munich trip. And then I put socks on yesterday and the day before. Even today, when I took my socks off, the sock was sticking to the open wound part. So I was like peeling it. Oh, it hurt. Like I said, each time I'm like, "Dude, you gotta stop fucking doing this shit. This hurts." Sometimes I feel like my foot skin's like, "Yo, just peel it. Just one little peel." It's okay. It's not going to hurt. Not this time. This time's different. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I said I would never do it again. My foot goes, come on, Jazz. Just one little peel. And I go, no, I can't. Oh, but it looks so good. My foot goes, yeah, I know it looks good. Just do it. Just do it. And I go, no, too sexy. And then I do it. And then I walk around limping. People are like, are you okay? Oh, you went to the gym? And I go, yeah. The gym. It's not the gym. It's my dumb ass peeling my fucking foot skin. Yeah. I hope nobody else does this. I know I'm not the only one, but I hope none of you guys peel your foot skin. Yeah, that's gross. Sorry. I recently went to Munich and Germany and for the first time and yeah. It was fun. The flight over there was pretty easy. The only issue I had with the flight was that the people in back that I was working with, so there's a certain way. So for us flight attendants, we have what we call a bar cart, right? It's the cart that has all the beverages on it that we serve you guys, right? We set it up in a way that works the best so that I can give you drinks. What am I trying to say? We try to set it up as convenient as possible so that we have everything that we need when we go out in the aisle, and then we go, would you like something to drink? And you go, yeah, sure. Can you give me may I have a, when the people in back were setting up the bar cart, they set it up in the most not best way. The flight attendant I was working with said, oh, we set it up like this. And I went, huh? I went, okay. I mean, not everybody does it the same way, which is fine. What's the term? There's different ways to skin a cat. Okay. So he sets it up. And I went, what about, because normally you have 3 to 4 water bottles on the top because we go through a lot of water. And he goes, oh no, we just use one up here and then I have another one here. I go, so 2? He goes, well, you gave me a third one at the bottom. And I go, so 3? He goes, yeah, it'll be fine. I went, okay. Then I had told them, hey, I have a limited amount of soda and juices. Like if we can't just pass out cans to everybody, right? We don't have enough for that. There's some flights that we do that we can give you 7 Sprite. Like we can give 7 Sprites, the whole can, to each customer, and we'll still have more. Other flights, they don't do that. They go, maybe half the can for everybody, right? So I'm looking, I say, hey, if we're gonna do this amount of services, we don't have enough. I told them. Well, halfway through the first service, like the other flight attendants are already telling me, like, I need, and I go, because I don't give you the can, I pour it. Because most people, when we give them the can, when they give it back to me when I'm picking up trash, it's still full, or at least it's half full. So they don't even drink it all. So I'm like, what's the point of doing that? Now I'm just wasting shit when I could use the rest of that can for somebody else, right? So it was very inefficient. That was the only issue that I had. Other than that, everybody was at least the crew, they were very nice. The passengers were nice too. We get to Munich, and I wasn't as tired as I thought I would be, because when I used to go to London all the time, well, when I would go to London often, getting there, even though we had crew rest, I was tired. Like, there was times I was dragging fucking ass. I was like, oh. It was bad. I'd get in and I'd take a 2 to 4 hour nap sometimes. And even that sometimes I'd wake up. I felt super groggy, but I knew I had to wake up, move around and do something. Not necessarily go out and rage, excuse me. But I would hit the gym. I would walk around maybe for an hour or two, go get some food, either at a restaurant or I'd go to the Whole Foods or a grocery store, something to have food. But if I slept from the time I would get into London, let's say we get to the hotel about 1 p.m. If I slept from, let's say, 1:30 to like 9 p.m., 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, then I was fucked, because then you're awake, because then you're not tired anymore, right? Well, at least I wasn't. And then I'd be awake from 9, 10 p.m. to about 4 a.m. And then let's say our pickup was at 10 a.m. Then you'd go back to bed at like 5 a.m. And it was terrible. But because I started doing it a lot, then I got used to it. Then I had, I wasn't as tired. Even if I was tired, I had a routine. I knew, okay, I can only take a 2-hour nap. Even if I'm dragging ass, that's fine. Just get back to the hotel early, and then I can sleep for like 10 fucking hours or whatever. So we get to Munich, and I was like, oh man, I was pumped because I've never been there. We get there, we get picked up, we're on the way to the hotel, and then we pass where Bayern Munich play the stadium. And I was like, oh shit. I asked the driver, I go, is that? He goes, yeah. And I go, whoa, it's fucking awesome. It's really close to our hotel. And I was like, whoa, that's like really? He's like, oh yeah, this is great. If you are ever in town and you want to, watch a game, and there's a game, you can either walk over there. He said, we can walk, take the train, or Uber. He goes, it's very close. And I was like, oh, that's really good to know. And the bus that picked us up was a supporter group's bus. It has Bayern Munich all over it. And he said, sometimes, he goes, there's the supporter group that use this bus. He goes, and sometimes the Bayern Munich staff, if they need an extra bus, they use this one. And then one of the ladies on our crew was like, oh, is this the one the team uses? And I go, absolutely not. In my head, I'm like, you're stupid to think that the players would use this. No, not this one. No. So that was cool. We get into the hotel, and I took a 2-hour nap. And then before I even got there, one of my old classmates, Jessica, was in town with her boyfriend. So I messaged her, and I went, oh, hey, what is there to do in Munich? Ja, und? And she goes, oh, you should do this, this, this. She's like, when are you coming? And I go, oh, I get there in a couple days. And she's like, we're still going to be around. Do you want to meet up? And I go, I would love to meet up. So that was cool because we were able to meet up. And I just thought, How cool is that? That I went to a different country and it just happened to work out that one of my friends was in town. That was really cool. That's one of the really cool perks about this job is that I can fly into a different country and just randomly meet up with a friend that's there. I thought that was cool. So we took a 2-hour nap. Woke up. I went out with 1, 2, 4. Well, 3 crew members, so it was 4 of us. We got on the train. We went a couple stops. We went to this like square, this area. And I don't know the name of the church, but I call it the Devil's Footprint Church because when you walk in the church, the devil's footprint is in the church. I have a picture of it. I'll add it to my show Instagram. The story goes, there was a man trying to build a church, and he was trying to get money for it. Nobody would give him a loan. He went to different banks. He went to different people, and everybody's like, no, we're not going to give you the money. Mind you, this is the story that my crew member, who has been there many times, she was telling us. So I'm just telling you what she told us. I haven't fact checked her. So if any of this is wrong, please let me know. But also, I kind of like this version. So even if I do hear the real one, I'll be like, And I will say, like, this is totally not the right version, but this is the version I heard, and this is the version I want to go with. I don't know, maybe if I hear the right one. Anyways, so again, this story was told to me. So this guy is, trying to get some money to build this church, and everybody's like, no. So he goes, the last person I can ask for, or the last person I can go to, is the devil. So he goes to the devil. How he found the devil, I don't know. But he goes to the devil, and he goes, hey, would you help me finance this church? And he goes, yes. But there's one condition. And he goes, anything. He goes, I want you to build this church with no windows. And he goes, no windows? He goes, no windows. And the guy thinks about it, and he goes, sure, I'll do it. So he builds this church, right? When you go in now, the pulpit, wherever the priest stands to give the sermons, that used to cover the back window. It went from the floor all the way almost to the ceiling. So there was a window. There is a window behind it. But originally, the thing was covering the back window. Now when you walk in, it's much shorter and you can see the window clearly. Because they redid it. I don't know when they redid it, but my crew member said that you used to not be able to see the window. And when you walk in, if you step a certain way, there's pillars in the church, and they cover the view of any windows. Right? So when you walk in, originally you couldn't see any windows when you stood at a certain spot. So the story goes, the devil came in and he looks at everything and goes, perfect. This is exactly what I told you to build. The guy goes, thanks. So the devil takes an extra step forward. Well, when he takes that extra step forward, now he can see some windows. And in anger, he tells the guy, I told you. And in anger, he stomps his foot in the church. And he left his footprint in there. So now there's a footprint in the church. And when I put my foot in it, it fit perfectly. So I don't know about that. Well, I mean, it really doesn't fucking matter because I don't believe in that bullshit. But there's that. But also, I was like, ooh, creepy. But that was really cool to see. Then we went over to a cuckoo clock. There's this, for lack of a better word, a cuckoo clock. Certain times of the day. I think certain days. I don't think they do it 7 days a week. Because it's very old. And I'll attach pictures to that as well. But like it moves. And it's like old-timey songs. To be honest with you, when because Allie's gone. Allie's seen it. When she showed me the videos and pictures, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I guess. And then when I saw it with my eyes, I went, okay. So we sat down. There's a little restaurant with some chairs outside and umbrellas. So we're outside. We're having a beer. The girls are having their Aperol spritzes. And the cuckoo clock thing goes live. The music starts and it starts like turning and shit. And I go, that's all it does? And the girls were like, yeah. And I went, definitely not as impressive as I thought it would be. And I personally don't think it should draw the attention that it does. I don't know. I thought it was stupid. As we were sitting there, like I looked up at it and I saw it for maybe like 30 seconds and I was like, this shit is stupid. And then we went back to having a conversation. I could care less about the fucking cuckoo clock. I was like, yeah, whatever. We went up to this church tower. We got a view of the city. We went to this place called the Hoffer House. And apparently, that's where Nazis used to meet. And they painted swastikas on the ceiling. They've since painted over them. But if you look at it, again, I'll add a picture to it. To the show Instagram. You can kind of tell where it was. It's weird. I told my crew members, I said, I want to go see where the swastika was. And then I immediately turned to everybody and said, listen, I do not like swastikas. Fuck Nazis. Fuck anybody that hates other people for that shit. Like, fuck Nazis. You hear what I just said? Fuck Nazis. Don't like them. But I was like, it's history. I want to see it. And also, I want to go drink beer at this place because everybody says go check it out. It's a big hall. It's a restaurant. It's huge. And there's many in Germany. That's not the only one. So we went and the beer was delicious. We had a big old fucking pretzel. But yeah, when I looked up, I went, oh shit. I was like, maybe you should have completely painted over everything and not even kind of make it look like it. I don't know. Yeah, it was odd. Yeah, I was like, maybe you guys should have not. Anyways. So we had this mug. The mugs were huge. It reminded me of the big mugs in Narita at Cafe Bon. So I was like, oh, cool. I think the German ones were a little bigger. Oh, and they do this thing where they put a little bit of lemonade in the wheat beers. Can't remember what they call them, but one of my crew members, she got one, and I go, yeah, let me try that. and it's like a lemonade shandy. It's really good. I was like, oh shit. We had like 6 different ones at different places. So we had one. I have the mug, and I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. And I just happened to tell my crew. Oh, then 2 crew members joined us, 2 other crew members. And I just happened to say, oh man, I should buy one of these and take it with me. In drinking it and figuring out where we were going to go next, and then getting a text message from Jessica saying, I'm almost there. I was like, oh, I lost focus, because I was like, let's go outside. We're about to leave, but let's wait for her, and then we'll fuck off to somewhere else. So we go outside. Jessica shows up with her boyfriend. I'm like, oh my God. So we start making our way to the next place. We go to the next place. We sit down, we order a beer, and I go, oh, fuck. And everybody goes, what happened? And I go, oh, I forgot to buy a mug. I go, maybe we can go back before we go back to the hotel. And one of my crew members goes, oh, you mean this? Pulls it out of his bag. And I went, oh, you bought one? And he goes, no, I took the one you had. And I went, wait, you walked out of there with that mug? And he goes, yeah, you said you wanted it. I go, yeah, I wanted it, but I didn't think you were going to take it. And he goes, I mean, did you want me to buy one? And I go, not if you can take it. So he took it for me. It was cool. So I have that. We had a drink there. We had a drink somewhere else. And then we went back to the hotel. And then we finished off the night with one more drink. And it was a really cool mug, a much slender mug. And Jessica and her boyfriend left to their hotel. Everybody else went to their room. And then me and one of my crew members, we were finishing our beer. And he tells the bartender, he goes, the bartender comes over. And the bartender wasn't telling us to leave. It wasn't like, oh, hey, can you guys? None of that. But he goes, my crew member goes, oh, we're almost done with it. And he goes, oh, I don't care. And he goes, can we take it up to our room to finish? And he goes, yeah. And he looks at us and goes, you guys can take it with you. And we go, yeah, no, yeah, we'll take it to our room. He goes, no, take it with you. Take it home. I don't care. And I went, you don't care if I take it with me? He goes, no, it's not mine. I don't give a shit. And I went, boom. So I took it to the room, finished my beer, and then I packed it in my bag, and I brought it back to America. So I have 2 mugs from Germany. So I thought that was really cool. It was a really, really cool trip. And I want to try to get more Munich, Germany layovers. Or at least do more Munich, Germany trips. I still have to say my favorite layover. Well, my favorite international work trip is still Narita, Japan. I want to go back so bad. So bad. I do want to work a Haneda, but at least here out of Chicago, it's next to impossible. But I'm hoping that I'm able to do more international trips. I think me and Ali are on the cusp. Right there with our seniority. Like, we can almost touch it, but not quite yet. Here's a word of advice. If you're on an airplane, remember that there's other people around you. Remember that there's flight attendants, and we will randomly ask you if you need anything, if you want anything. We check in on you guys as passengers. We're like, hey, you good? the reason why I say that, there was a lady. She was in first class. I was working up front. And in first class, it's slightly different. Because there's a lot less passengers that sit in first class. We as flight attendants ask a little more frequently. If you would like anything, if you need anything, maybe I can refresh your drink. If we have some snacks, would you like some snacks? We're going from Denver to Chicago, Denver. No, we were doing Denver, Madison, Wisconsin. And I had said, would you like, I checked on, the first row, second row, I come to third row. And I go, oh, would you like me to refresh your vodka cranberry? And I asked her, the passenger, because I had just asked the row ahead of her. She looked up and made eye contact with me. She didn't have any earbuds, but she's on her computer. Maybe she's crushing some emails. So I said, oh, can I refill your vodka cranberry? And she looks up at me and goes, oh! I looked at her and I said, are you okay? She's like, oh my God, you scared me. And I went, not sure how, but okay. Would you like me to refresh your vodka cranberry? She goes, oh, yeah. So I took her glass, refilled it, made her a new one, gave it back to her. I went back to the galley and I went, how? I don't understand how, do people really get that involved in what they're doing? To the point where they don't know where they're at? That to me is odd. For example, if I'm home, Allie does it. If we're at home and let's say I walk into the next room, let's say I go to the bathroom real quick, Allie's in the living room with the baby, I come back and sometimes I'll be like, hey, and she goes, oh, you scared me. And I go, how did I scare you? You know I'm in the house, right? She goes, yeah. And I go, did you think I left? Do you think you live here alone? I'm not. What? I don't understand it. I don't understand it because I've never been in a house knowing that there's other people in the house and then have gotten startled by the people or the person that is in the house with me. Because I know there's people or a person in the house with me. Now, I understand because even some of my friends, they go, oh no, sometimes I just get startled. I go, that's odd to me. But I know it happens in your house, right? Because I get the house more because in a house, in your apartment, whatever, in your living space, it's very comfortable, right? Now let's switch it to a public place. Public, not your home, not your apartment, not your car. In a public place. On a plane, for that matter. Especially people that are in a middle seat. And you literally have strangers to your left and right. What are you scared of? Who hurt you? Who hurt you or who is currently hurting you? That a flight attendant is scaring the shit out of you. I've even had people watching their movie or TV show, whatever they're watching. And I go to try to get their attention and they freak out. And each time now, they're like, "Oh, you scared me." I go, "I don't know how. I've literally been on this plane the entire time." And I give them a look like they're dumb. And I hope they feel like I'm looking at them like they're dumb, because though I cannot say it, I want them to know that I think they're a little dumb for getting scared in a public place with strangers around them. I hope I'm conveying what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't be startled in a public place, because you should know by just using your eyes that there's people all around you. And not just people, there's strangers all around you. Why? Because you can see them with your eyes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. With that, I leave you. Actually, no, I'm going to leave you with this. Lionel Messi has officially been announced as a Inter Miami player today. Well, his unveiling was today. I think the official announcement happened yesterday or the day before, maybe Friday or Saturday. But he's here. He's going to play in MLS. And wild. I was just telling Allie, before Beckham came, I was telling my friends, telling people I knew who were into soccer. I was like, Beckham's coming to MLS. And everybody told me, "You're fucking crazy. Why would he come to MLS? Why would he come to the States?" And I said, "I don't know. I feel it. I feel it in my bones." And then he did. And then I told some of those people, "Suck on my ball sack, because I was right and you were wrong. And you were a dumb fuck for doubting me," right? And then with that, more superstars came over to MLS, and more and more and more. But to think that one of the two greatest soccer players to ever play the game currently were to come to MLS, I was like, when there was rumors a couple years ago, "Oh, Messi might come to MLS," I was like, I don't know if that'd be nice, but I don't know. And now that he's here, I'm like, holy shit. This is a great time to be an MLS fan. The only thing now we're missing, and Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm looking at you, and I know you're watching, and I know you're listening. Come to MLS. Come to MLS. Sign a 2-year contract. Just do it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna like the way you look. Yeah. So Messi's here. Maybe Cristiano will come. Who knows? If you guys out there know him, tell him that Jesus, not that one, told him to come on over. And hopefully he will. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Remember, tell everybody you know to listen to The Jesus Show. Oops. Listen to The Jesus Show, not that one, and I'll see you next week.